and welcome to our briefing. As you would have been following, the Prime Minister Imran Khan, accompanied by a high-level delegation, arrived in Beijing yesterday for a visit from 3rd to 6th February at the special invitation of the Chinese leadership, and will be attending the opening ceremony of the Winter Olympics later tonight. During the visit, the Prime Minister will hold bilateral meetings with His Excellency President Xi Jinping and the Chinese Prime Minister. The leaders will review the entire gamut of bilateral relations with a particular focus on stronger trade and economic cooperation, including CPEC. They will also have wide-ranging exchange of views on major regional and international issues. The Prime Minister would also meet prominent business leaders of China and representatives of leading Chinese think tanks, academia, and media. A number of agreements would be concluded during the visit. There will be other bilateral interactions on the sidelines. And I'm sure you are following already the reports that are coming from Beijing on some of the interactions that have already taken place. On 2nd February, the Prime Minister had a telephone call with Crown Prince, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, and strongly condemned the recent attempted missile attack by Houthis against the UAE and expressed abiding solidarity with the UAE. On 28th January, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime organized an event for the official launch of the customized practical guide on requesting evidence across border. The guide will assist law enforcement agencies in Pakistan to access critical electronic evidence from foreign jurisdictions and investigate and prosecute terrorism offenses. Continuing with his diplomatic outreach at the start of the year, Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi held telephonic conversations during the week with his counterparts from Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, and Togo. These talks covered the entire spectrum of bilateral cooperation with a special focus on trade, economic relations, and connectivity. On 1st February, the Foreign Minister also received a telephone call from the Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister of the Netherlands. The Foreign Minister congratulated his Dutch counterpart on assuming the office as Foreign Minister and renewed the invitation to him to visit Pakistan. The two sides expressed satisfaction over the level of bilateral cooperation in diverse areas, particularly in the fields of trade and investment. Pakistan and Turkey held bilateral political consultations on 1st February. Pakistan's side was led by the Foreign Secretary, while the Turkish delegation was led by Deputy Foreign Minister Sedat Önal. It was an opportunity to review the entire spectrum of bilateral relations and opportunities to further strengthen cooperation in diverse areas, including trade, investments, and economic cooperation. Regional issues, including Afghanistan and the situation in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, also came under discussion. Ambassador Önal also called on the Foreign Minister. Noting the excellent bilateral relationship, the Foreign Minister said that the forthcoming 7th session of High-Level Strategic Cooperation Council would further strengthen the strategic partnership between Pakistan and Turkey. On 1st February, Foreign Secretary Suhail Mahmood also received the Deputy Foreign Minister of Turkmenistan, expressing satisfaction at the positive trajectory of bilateral relationship. The need for stronger economic, trade, and transit linkages, particularly through regional connectivity projects, was mutually emphasized in the meeting. Coming over to Jammu and Kashmir, Pakistan remains deeply concerned about the worsening human rights and security situation in the Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, which continues to be under military and police siege. Extrajudicial killings of innocent Kashmiris continue with impunity. Hardly a day passes without any news of a fake encounter or the so-called cordon search operation by the Indian occupation forces. Since 1st January, at least 24 Kashmiris have been martyred in this unabated reign of terror. The international community must act to stop the wanton oppression and persecution of the besieged Kashmiris under illegal occupation. Pakistan salutes the resilience of the Kashmiri people who continue to stand firm in their just and peaceful struggle for their legitimate right to self-determination as pledged to them by the relevant UN Security Council resolutions. It's important to recall the Jammu and Kashmir dispute is an internationally recognized dispute on the agenda of the UN Security Council, whose numerous resolutions stipulate that the final disposition of the state of Jammu and Kashmir will be made in accordance with the will of the people, expressed through the democratic method of a free and impartial plebiscite to be held under the UN auspices. Tomorrow, 5th February, Kashmir Solidarity Day will be observed in Pakistan, Kashmir, and world over to reiterate our resolve to stand by our Kashmiri brothers and sisters and to continue to extend all possible support to them till the realization of their right to self-determination. The Foreign Minister has also addressed a letter to the President of the UN Security Council and the UN Secretary General, and we have also briefed the P5 countries' diplomatic missions here in Islamabad on the grave situation in IIOJK, drawing attention to the special responsibility of the United Nations Security Council towards a peaceful resolution of the Jammu and Kashmir dispute in accordance with its own resolutions. The international community must take cognizance of the plight of the Kashmiris. It must hold India to account for its widespread brutalities and human rights violations in IIOJK and play its role for resolution of the Jammu and Kashmir dispute in accordance with the UN Security Council resolutions and the wishes of the Kashmiri people. With this, I conclude my remarks and I am willing to take your questions.